Hello everybody and welcome back to Off the Rails. I just wanted to do a quick short video for workers and resources. The latest update is out today on the public testing branch. So I'm on 0794 version. You need to be on the testing branch in order to get this. It's not full release at the moment. There are a couple of new features, one of which is trolley buses, which I'll show you in a bit. It's just basically a bus with a pantograph on the top. It's nothing that special. Multi-threading has been added to the game, so the game now runs on 2 cores as opposed to 1, and it is so much better. The frame rate is so much more. I've reloaded an old game where I was getting around 12 frames a second on my main city. I'm actually getting 40 now. So yeah, it's so much better. I can build a heck of a lot more. Beside that, that's fantastic. There is something else which is great as well. So if we go into the workshop, if we go into your items, work in progress, this is empty at the moment. So we're going to go down here and create new item. Now we need an image. I don't have one, so I'm just going to use one. Now the game's just going to jump out a second. You're not going to see this, but I'm going into in the Soviet Republic, and you get in your Steam folder under Media Soviet. I'm going into you're just going to use the thumbnail from Terrain 3. There we go. That's popped in there. It's just because it won't let you do it without a thumbnail. So I'm going to select landscape here. You need to change the name. Let's go test map, and you also need an item description, but it won't let you type in there, so you need to have it written in a text file. I've got one on my desktop, which I'll just go and grab very quickly, which I've just written testing. So there we go, that should come up now. There we go. Right, okay, so I can change all this later. You don't need to change it. You don't need to have all this set up, but you do need to have something in here. So you need just a text or a UTF-8 file. You need a name, you need it set to landscape, and you need a picture. Once you've got all those in, you can then click create new item. Oh, item created. Now we get an extra button, and in this extra button is the terrain editor. So we can actually go and start altering terrain, which is fantastic. We're looking forward to being able to do this for a while. And the nice thing is, you don't have to go and make a height map in Photoshop, try to guess what things are looking like. You can actually edit in real time. So you've got your menu up here. You've got normal settings, infrastructure and construction, which is all your normal buildings and stuff. So you've got your roads, which you can put in. These are your trolley bus roads, which have got the catenary on them. So you need those for the trolley buses. I'm not going to show you that just now. You've got your main construction buildings, which are all your normal buildings which are in the game, and then down here, which is Civ, you've got the old village houses, which is what you see when you get a populated map, or those type of things. And then you've got your cathedrals and churches as well, so you can use those. You've also got customs houses and your electric foreign power connections. You need to make sure you put those in, because if you don't, you won't be able to import people or goods. So you definitely need a customs house on each, at least one on each of the borders, even if it's a small one. But you definitely need some. Because otherwise you can't bring people in or import. Same with the power as well. You need the power connected up so that you can import the power. And besides them, we've got the terrain tools. Okay, so they're a lot more powerful than the other game tools were. This is even just set at 25%. Sorry, my mouse was reacting there. So yeah, if we increase that, we can sort of make painting in massive mountains and things. Now, it looks a bit odd at the moment, but you can go and smooth all this out in a bit. So yeah, take that down. You go into terrain smooth, you can actually just go and soften all that up gently. Again, if you increase the power, it'll increase the speed that you're doing things. You don't want particularly all your hills and mountains to be perfectly smooth, but it does allow you to get rid of the ugliness. Now if you paint downwards on the land, you will paint into the water, so you can create your own rivers and lakes. You can do that of any size you want. There we go. Only on 7% there. Oops, a bit too powerful. It does make things a little bit ugly at first. You get sort of funny edges on stuff, especially when you zoom out. You start to see a little bit of artifacting around the edges, but if you go and smooth that out, that should sort itself out. There you go. It's nice and tidy. So it's just as easy as that. So you just raising, lowering land. You make scenery however you want it to look. You can have it as hilly or as flat as you want. You can have flat areas surrounded by mountains if you want. Whoops, didn't mean to turn that off. So we've got a paintbrush for the rocks. You can paint those in. That's so you can get your gravel. We've got a paintbrush for the trees. Again, that's all. You can set that up to more. I've only got it set to 10 at the moment. You can select what type of trees you want. Same as normal in the game, and you've got an erase tree tool as well, so you can delete those. And your resources, you can paint your resources in, so coal, iron, oil, and you can. There are some already on here which you can go and remove if you want to, or add more to, or change the area. So they're nice and simple. So that's it basically. There is one more thing in here. You've got a load map option under the terrain. If we again, you're not going to see this, but my game's going to jump out as soon as I hit that. It just jumps out to the folder, to the desktop with a folder on it. So I'm just going to go into the Steam folder. Soviet Republic, Media Soviet, and in there is a folder called Terrain Height Maps, in which you will find 8 DDS files. So this is the first one. This is called Fjord. As you can see, it's very mountainous. This looks like a right pain to build on. I don't think I'll be doing this one anytime soon. But there's a good selection in there, and they give you. That one's actually got a town on it already. Wonder why that is. Probably built something there and then removed it. So yeah, let's have a look at another one. There's a flat and the hills. Just open my game back up again. Right, now this one starts with a massive sea in the middle of it, which would be ace if we had boats and planes, but we don't. So that's a little bit not great. Now if I drop this to 25, I think. Yeah, there we go. We'll drop that to 25. It gives you the flat land with a river through the middle. Got a nice little river there. Go and build along. There's a few little hills, but most of the hills are on the outskirts of the map. So they're even on the opposite side of the border, most of them. Now then, the weird thing is with this border, whoa, I'm just frantically zoomed in. The border is layered along the base. So wherever the ground level is, this border is leveled on it. So when you get up into the hills, it's not exactly where it looks like it is. So you need to look sort of straight down on it to be on top of the border, because if you're looking at it from this direction, you think it's here, but it's not actually here. I'll show you what I mean. So let's use a power connection. Right, so that looks like it's on the border there. But when I move the camera, as you can see, They're not actually on the border. If you're up in the hills and you're placing anything on the border, so customs houses or power connections, just be aware of the fact that this line is not corresponding to the ground level you're looking at. It's corresponding to the very lowest ground level of the map, so it's actually way underneath, so it's a little bit off, as you can see. So if you look straight down on it and you place something on the border, then that should actually end up on the border. Well, that border will move, like I say, but that should actually be on the border now. Just something a little bit awkward that I noticed. So yeah, you can alter these as much as you like. You can make these hills more. You can make a nice area surrounded by hills if you want to do. This texture break in here, if you hang on, terrain, I want this one. Oh, them are the normal terrain tools. Them are the normal in-game terrain tools, right, so I want this one here. Yeah, so there you go. If you go and smooth out the edges of the rivers, it'll stop all the textures that are breaking there. If you see that now, from a certain angle you start getting the river just pointing to this bit here. These little triangles are coming out of the river, so if we go and smooth that, it actually gets rid of it. So that makes for nicer sort of moving around with your camera and stuff. Now then, let's show you the trolley buses, but in order to do so I need to stick a customs house on here and a power connection. Let's just swap that. Let's swap that there. That'll do. Now then, if you click save, it'll ask you if you want to overwrite. Click yes, it'll save the test map in the workshop. Now then, let's go to the main menu. And the game crashes. That's no good. Sorry, 1 second, the game just crashed out there. We'll be coming back on your screen any second. There we go. Right, so if we go back to the main menu and we go to, not load game, what, new game, and there's our test map. So I've just used the same picture that was on there, so but you can make your own picture. Right. So the test map is now available to use. You can choose. No, that's interesting because I didn't have that option before, but that's probably because I didn't have a border on it. I'm just wondering where it's actually going to put people if I choose. Yeah, well, let's find out. Let's see where it puts towns and things. Because when I saved it, I tested it before. When I saved it, I didn't have any border towns, so it wouldn't actually let me import anything. Right, that's the town I built. Is there any? No, actual population 0, so it hasn't brought any people in. Right, I've just got to find where that was. That where I built on the border? I didn't build it. No, we can. I didn't build it, so I can't bring any people in. I can't show you the trolley buses in action. I didn't build it. I just leveled the land out. Oh. Right. Anyway, let's show you quickly. So we've got some new buildings, new streets in the roads category. So they are electrified. They've got catenary across the top of the street, so the trolley buses can use them. The bus stops are separate from the normal bus stops. Whether or not normal buses will stop here, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, because we've still got the original bus stop there. So you've got trolley bus and bus stop. You need a separate depot, which is a trolley bus depot, and you also need a no, we had an electrical connection there and it seems to have gone. Ah, I didn't choose electricity, that's why. So there is another little connection. Trefo, I think it's called. It says that on a trolley bus trefo, and it's so you can hook your power up. It's because I've not chose power on this game. I wonder if it'll let me run the trolley bus then. Seeing as I'm not paying for power. Yeah, there we go. Even though we've got no people on here. So yeah, you need to add customs houses and make sure that you place them down. And you need to have electrical connections if you're going to want to import electricity. Like I said, you can go and use the map editor and build a small town if you want to. Build a small construction town. So there's the trolley buses up and running. So they will run on electricity instead of fuel. So you don't need any gas stations. So there you go, there's your update. That's what's coming up. It will be released on full release soon. I don't know when exactly, but I presume when they've ironed all the bugs out. It is a little bit buggy. It does crash a little bit. Sometimes it freezes when you're in the construction menu, when you're in the map editor menu in here. So terrain editor, that's it. Sometimes when you're going in and out of these menus it will freeze, and I have had to restart my computer a couple of times to get out of it because it's frozen, but they will sort that out. That will get fixed before they release it to the main public branch anyway. So there you go, there's your update. Alright, I'll be back really soon with one of my normal videos on my channel. I'm going to keep this in a separate playlist, and then whenever there's a new update comes out, I'll do a little video like this just to show you what the new features are and give you a quick run through. Alright, thanks everybody again for watching. I'll see you really soon. Bye.